Hey there, Taka here. I'm the creator of Odomu Spirit Nexus, a creature collection RPG that I'm currently building inside Miliastra Wonderland. In this video, I'll show you how to start building your own Miliastra Wonderland stage with RPG elements, which includes allowing players to fight enemies, collect loot from defeated enemies, decide whether to equip it or sell it to the merchant, and use of that currency to buy better stuff. Alright, let's jump into the Miliastra sandbox by pressing the Paimon icon at the top left and select My Miliastra Wonderland. Click on the Create New Save button to start a new project. When your stage loads in, you'll see an arrow right in the middle of the map. That arrow is a default player spawn point. Every player who enters your stage will start right here. To get things going, let's add an enemy directly in front of where the players spawn. Click on Prefabricated Creations, and under that, click on the Basic Creations. You can pick any enemy you want, but for this tutorial, I'll keep things simple and use a pyro slime. Just drag it into the scene and place it in front of the spawn point. Now, over on the right side, you can tweak its position and rotation. Right now, it's not facing the player, so let's fix that by setting the rotation to 180 degrees. Perfect! Now, the slime is staring directly at the player as soon as they spawn in. Let's do a quick save by clicking the icon in the top left. After that, hit Test Play and select Direct Upload. To save some time, turn off Enable Cosmetic Display Phase and Test Play Settlement. Trust me, this will make testing way faster. Alright, we're in. As you can see, the enemy is spawning correctly and attacking the player. But right now, the player can't fight back at all. We'll fix that by giving the player some actual combat mechanics. Press escape and abandon the challenge to go back to the sandbox. Alright, so now let's actually give the player a way to fight back. To do that, hit over to the last tab and then click the third icon on the sidebar to open up the skill panel. You can create a skill from scratch here, but for this tutorial, we're just going to use one of the preset skills that Hoyoverse already provides. Let's go with Boxing Combo, then click Confirm Create. Once the skill is imported, click the first icon on the left and select the default class under the player template. On the right side, switch to the second tab. This is where we assign skills. Here, we'll set Boxing Combo we just imported as the player's normal attack. You can map different skills to different buttons depending on your design, but for now, keeping it as a normal attack is perfect. Alright, let's jump back into test play. And now the player can actually punch the slime properly. Nice! But once the slime is defeated, nothing really happens. So let's fix that by adding some items and loot. First, open the setting tab, then click the last icon on the left to open the item panel. This is where you create items that players can collect and trade in-game. Let's select a bird egg icon, name the item egg, and hit confirm. That's it. We have created our first item. Yay! There are a bunch of settings you can tweak here, but for now, we'll just leave everything as default. One important thing to understand is that items only exist in your inventory. They don't automatically appear in the world. To make them visible, we need to set up loot visual. So head over to the third tab, then click the box icon on the left to open the loot panel. Expand basic module and click on preset loot category 1. Drag the challenge coin into the scene. This is just a placeholder that we'll customize. On the right side, change the model. In our case, search for egg, then press save. Give the loot a clear name so you can easily find it later. Now that the loot visual is ready, let's attach it to our enemy. Go back to the second tab, click on the slime we placed earlier, then switch to the third tab on the right. Add a trophies component to the slime. Click Advanced Editing under the Trophies component, and here you can set both the loot appearance and the loot item. Alright, let's test this again. Now when we defeat the slime, you should see an egg drop onto the ground. But if you try to pick it up, nothing happens. That's because the player doesn't have an inventory yet. So let's fix that. Go back to the Settings tab, and on the right side, click Edit Character. Switch to the third tab and add a common component. From here, add an inventory component. We can just use the default template that's automatically created when the project was created. You can click the pinpoint icon if you want to change the maximum inventory capacity, but I'll just leave everything as default. Now jump into test play again. When the players pick up the loot, it should now properly go into the backpack. And that's it. We have got basic combat, enemies, loot drops, and a working inventory. Next up, let's work on equipment. Head back to the item panel where we created our first item earlier, and let's make a new one. This time, for the item type, switch it from normal type to equip. I'll pick a belt icon and name this equipment Belt of Strength. Let's also change the rarity to purple, then hit create. Most of the settings here are fine as default, but there is one important thing we need to do before this can actually be equipped. We need to define an equipment type. So go to the Interaction Settings tab, then click the pinpoint icon to open Manage Equipment Data. At the bottom left, click Add Type, and let's name this one Belt. Once that's done, close the window and select Belt as the equipment type. You'll notice a little alert icon at the top right. That just means we haven't saved yet, so make sure to hit save at the bottom. Now, just like how we added an inventory earlier, the player also needs equipment slots to wear gear. Click the first icon on the left, then on the right, choose Edit Character. Go to the third tab and add an equipment slot component. Click the pinpoint icon to open the equipment slot settings. At the bottom left, click Add Template, then hit the plus icon to create a new slot. You can rename the slot however you like. I'll call this one Belt. Set the equipable type to Belt and change the icon to the Belt icon as well. Close the window and don't forget to assign the equipment slot template we just created to the equipment slot component. Alright, now let's update the loot. Go to the third tab and drag a challenge coin into the scene, and change the model to generic ball item. Save the loot, then head back to the second tab. Click on the Pyro Slime and open up its Trophies component. Here, we'll replace the egg loot with the Belt of Strength, using the balls as the visual loot. Let's test this. Go into test play, defeat the slime, pick up the loot, and equip the belt. So now the belt can be equipped, but it doesn't actually do anything yet. Let's fix that. Go back to the item panel, select Belt of Strength, then switch to the Interaction Settings tab. Click Add Affix, and since we don't have any yet, choose Open Equipment Affix Editor. At the bottom left, click Add Affix and name it Attack Bonus, for example. Set the effective timing to effective when equipped. For the attribute, choose Attack Correction Value and set fixed bonus to 100. This means the player gains 100 attack while wearing the belt. Close the window, click Affix again, and select Attack Bonus. And once again, don't forget to save your item. To properly test this, let's add a second enemy. I'll just copy and paste the slime to keep things simple and place it a little bit further. Now let's jump into test play. Hitting the first slime without the belt deals 225 damage. Now we equip the belt. And hitting the second slimes deal 270 damage. So yeah, everything working exactly as intended. Alright, let's pick up the loot from the second slime too. Now, if we open our inventory, yep, we have got a duplicate belt. And in a real RPG, this is exactly the moment where players go, okay, I don't need this, let me sell it. So let's do that. What we're going to build next is a shop system where the player can sell items they don't need and use that currency to buy something useful. First, switch to the third tab and in the Object Prefab panel, expand Dynamic Units, then select Gameplay Mechanism. Use the search bar and search for a block. I'm going to use this great block figure as my merchant, but you can literally use anything you want. Drag it into the scene, then select the block and open its third tab. The first thing we need to do is to add a way for players to interact with it. So let's add the tab component. Then click Advanced Editing. Think of the tab component as an interaction option. Rename it to Open Shop and change the icon to the trade icon. Before we go any further, we need to set up currency since shops don't really make sense without money. Click the top left icon, then open Currency and Inventory. At the bottom left, click Add Currency. Double click the text and rename it. I'll call mine Mora. Click the coin icon and we'll leave everything else as default. Close the window. Now we need to assign prices to our items. Go to the last tab, open the item panel and select both the egg and the belt of strength. Set the currency values to something reasonable, then save your changes. Alright, back to the merchant. Go to the third tab, select the red block figure again, and add a shop component. Click Advanced Editing. You can name the shop anything you want. I'll just call this Tutorial Shop. Next to Shop Template, click the pinpoint icon. Since we don't have one yet, click New Shop Template. Keep the name as default and confirm. Here's how it works. Sales setting basically means what the merchant sells to the player. And purchase settings basically means what the merchant can buy from the players. Under the sales setting, click Edit, then add shop items. You can add any item that you have already included in your game. I'll set the quantity to 10 and set the sell price to double of their purchase price. For purchase settings, I'll just leave it as default and allow all players' own item to be sellable. Close the window, select the shop template we just created, and save the block figure. Now switch to the second tab and move the merchant somewhere behind the player. Let's test it. Go into test play, walk up to the merchant and interact with it. And nothing happens. That's expected. Right now, the game doesn't know what to do when we click Open Shop. So we need to hook this up with a node graph. Go back to the third tab, select the block figure, then switch to its last tab. Click Add Node Graph and open the Miliastra sandbox. Inside the Entity Node Graph, double-click into the Uncategorized folder. Right-click, select New Node Graph, and name it Merchant. Double-click to open it. This part might look a little bit scary at first, but don't worry, we'll go step by step. Right-click on Empty Space to open the node library. Under Event Nodes, find Tab and select when tab is selected. Two important outputs here are the tab ID and the selector entity, which is the character interacting with the merchant. Right-click again, go to Flow Control General, and add multiple branches. Connect the two nodes using the tick white execution line. For the control expression, plug in the tab ID, click add and set the value to 1. In simple terms, this means only run this logic when OpenShop tab is selected. Next, right-click again and go to Execution Node Shop and add OpenShop node. Connect branch 1 to the OpenShop node. Now here's a really important detail. The selector entity is a character, not the actual player. Think of it like this. Character is someone like Kazuha, Zhongli, etc. And player is your Genshin account. So we need to convert character to player. Add get player entity to which the character belongs node and pass that result into the player entity input on the OpenShop node. For shop entity owner, just use get self entity node, since this node graph is attached to the merchant. Set shop ID to 1, which matches the shop component we configured earlier. Save the node graph. Now go back to the editor, select the block figure again, go to the last tab, and click Add Node Graph. You should now see the merchant node graph. Select it, click Overwrite and Save Prefab, and confirm the changes. Alright, moment of truth. Go back into test play, defeat the slime, walk over to the merchant, and open the shop. Now we can sell our extra belt and buy some eggs instead. Perfect. And that's it for our basic RPG tutorial. Hope you found this helpful. If you have any question, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll try to answer them whenever I can.